Welcome to another episode of a St. Vincent Untold Stories. It is alleged that former PM of a St. Vincent and the Grenadines would have had to be flown out to Barbados for medical treatment. So now, some persons are questioning if the job is working or not. Yes, today the fire department was called in the Orange Hill area to put out a coal pit that was lit around many houses. Yes, they alleged that someone put up a coal pit in a public area, residential area where houses were around. Two more persons have gone on to Dovecat because of the bigger sea. Workers are saying that their bosses are saying that they need to get the job before they return to work. Big ups to all of my subscribers. And if you are new to the channel, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon, because you are going to want to see many more videos like this one. Hold on to your seats. This one is going to be rocky. Yes, today, while the squaddies and the recruits were at this station, they said that the phone was ringing off. Ring, ding, 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 ding. Hello, squaddy here. What are you reporting, my friend? And one of the persons said that they are reporting a fire in the Orange Hill area. So the squaddies decided fire. We there from morning and we did not hear about any fire. That person got to be joking. The phone started to ring again. Squaddy, come quick and fast. A man light and coal pit next to me eyes. Whole time I forget your water. Viewers and subscribers who doesn't know what a coal pit is. It is when the farmers cut down some trees and they want to make charcoal. So they set up a thing like a structure with a banana bodies around, sand the inner side, and the logs are placed under the sand, and it continues to steam until those trees turn to charcoal. You see, some time back, an article was published saying that no fires were to be lit during the day. Do you remember those episodes that we did with Umali and Winterpuss? Yes, sir, man. Well, let me give you a little story about daytime fires. One time, Umali was roasting and breadfruit against a neighbor. And the neighbor said, "Boy, I have some clothing online. Please out the fire." You see, the thing is, that a neighbor just had a newborn baby, so he was kindly asking Mr. Umali to wait until he took the clothing another line to light back the fire. Umali said, "Mr. You dey over there and me dey over here, and you want me out my fire. So you don't want me to eat no breadfruit today, Sunday, with some nice chicken back. You out of your place? Imagine this galvanizer part off at the border and you are still complaining. Say smoke is reaching over your side. Mister, go lie down." O'Malley said, "You know what? Further to that, you see the deck that I lent you to play music? Please bring it back immediately. You're out of order." So the neighbor brought back the deck, and he held up O'Malley and shook him, and said, "Boy, imagine I am trying to help you and you are disrespecting me. I want to give you a shaking, but because you are so small, I would allow you. But now I am going to out that fire." So that neighbor took some water and he tossed it on O'Malley's breadfruit. And O'Malley began to complain, boy, watch how you're wrong and strong over your son of your yard." The neighbor said that he had to rinse out back the baby's clothing, which could have been avoided if O'Malley had listened. From that day forward, O'Malley never lit a daytime fire against the neighbor's fence ever again. In St. Vincent, persons normally travel in something they call an omnibus to take them into Kingston. And sometimes while going on that long journey, you normally see some roadside fires. And it gets into the vans and they are filled with smoke. Just imagine putting on some blackberry, some red berry, or some balls. And next thing, smoke comes into the van. So yesterday in the Orange Hill, a lesson was taught. And there was a big loss as well because the coal pit was put out. So the man couldn't make any money off the charcoal. But if he had listened, that would have been different. You see, they said that the officers went up there and they put out the coal pit and they were raking away, trying to move everything and get everything out. But remember, the fire is deeper down, so it took them a long time. Now the coal pit must still be smoking. One of our team members said that about 4 to 5 houses circled around the coal pit. Yes, sir, man, they said that the man put the thing in the center. Former PM of St. Vincent and the Grenadines are still in the hospital. It is alleged that his condition have worsened and he's to be flown out to BIM. Yes, Barbados. Every time something happens to the current PM and the former PM, they are flown out to places like Barbados. Well, we want to say kudos to the BIM massive because it seems like they have a proper healthcare structure. I remember that we did a previous episode explaining who James Mitchell was, and we told you about his accomplishments. Well, Mr. James is the former leader of the New Democratic Party. A couple of posters started to circulate around social media, saying that the former PM was in need of some red substance, and they were asking persons who can donate to donate to him as soon as possible. 2 more persons have passed on to Dovecat because of the Big C. Boy, the way things are going, it seems like the Big C is not ending anytime soon. Because all they have is the job, and they are saying that the job does not stop you from getting the Big C, but it strengthens your immune system. Over the weekend, Untold Stories spoke to one of the workers at the customs department. And that worker was saying that Monday is the deadline for them to take the job. And the worker had to rush all about to try and get the job. Didn't Untold Stories warn you? Didn't we tell you that it would not be a thing of a choice anymore? That it would be made mandatory? So it's either you take it or you go home. You see, there are some persons who still think that it is the big man in St. Vincent and the Grenadines pushing for the job to be implemented on people. No, it is not. It is a worldwide thing. You see, I realized that even if we had closed the borders, that the Lucians and the Grenadians would still be coming in to buy up the puff. And also, there were persons who tested negative on arrival and tested positive later on. So it could not be avoided even if we tried. And you see, that is the reason why they can't get rid of it up to now, you know. Because there are always loopholes. There are always persons trying to sneak in. And that is a typical Vincent thing with a sneaking. Do you remember back in the days when your mothers and grandparents were frying those chichi cakes? And the aroma was getting to your nostrils. And by time those grandparents turned their back, you took one of those hot chichi cakes and placed it into your pocket. And I tried to eat a piece and you said, oh, you, hot. And they asked you what was so hot. And you said, oh, the chichi cake in the pan. But they didn't realize that one of the chichi cakes was already missing. It seems like in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have another problem with the stray dogs. Every time you walk on to some streets, there are dog mess all about it. Plop, plop, plop. You don't see the dogs most of the times, so you wonder if the neighbors are releasing them to come on the street to let out their number 2. So we are asking that another flight be sent to St. Vincent to carry away some of those stray dogs. Because during the volcanic eruptions, they said a plane came here and removed some stray dog and made sure that they got persons overseas to take care of those dogs. Some roads are so messy that you can't even skip over the dog droppings. You have to choose to walk in the dry ones. Believe me, if I tell you that, it's how it go, you know. Untold Stories is about the truth. All people used to say, some of you can't even feed dog and want dog. Now suffer, them I go suffer. So I could just call in the people them from foreign and put the dog them on the plane and make the dog them have a better life. With that being said, I just want to big up the entire population in St. Vincent the regional islands and the international countries who are supporting and praying for us during these difficult times. We thank you, Amo.